Hey everyone, it's Collin here at eTrailer. Today we have in here a 2019 GMC Canyon. We're going to take a quick look at it and show you how to install the Access Vanish soft roll-up tonneau cover. Now, this tonneau cover is going to be a great addition for your Canyon. It's going to cover up your truck bed and protect any contents on the inside from the elements. This cover definitely looks really nice on our Canyon right now. It's got a really sleek look to it, and the hook and loop fasteners on the sides just make sure it keeps a taut look. You can see it billows just slightly, but not near enough that you're going to notice it while you're driving. One other thing I like about it is that the roll-up design is not going to take away any visibility from our rear window because of how small it is. Let's go ahead and show you how to operate it. We're going to first unlock our tailgate and open it up, and then we'll pull this latch right here. It's going to unlock our cover. Great thing about it is that it's a one-man operation to open it up. You can do it from one side. It'll roll up evenly on both sides as long as you keep it taut the whole way back. You can see we have these nice support bars. There's going to be 3 of them integrated into the cover. Just prevents a lot of billowing from our cover and keeps it nice and taut. Those roll up inside. There's another one. And then we're going to have the third one is the main bar up here. With it fully rolled up, as you can see, it's only adding about 4 inches to the top of our bed. And we can actually travel with it in this position by taking the included hooks and then putting them through the loops right here. That'll hold our cover in place so we can travel with it open and have full bed access. Both sides are going to have tension adjusters. These are going to be useful for if you prefer to have your cover a little bit more loose, or if you like it pretty tight, you can just turn this left or right as you please to make it looser or tighter. And then rolling it out is going to be just as easy as rolling it up. Easy one-man operation. You can do it all from one side. You can see the cover is not very taut right now. That'll change once we get it back here. Our bar here is going to fold into the clips, and then we'll just pull down until it locks into place. Then we can close our cover. You can see that we have a nice reinforced vinyl strip right here. It's going to help keep out weather and other elements when we shut our tailgate. And then you want to make sure you go and adjust all of your hook and loop as well. These hook and loop fasteners help keep the cover taut, and it helps keeping out any of that rain, dirt, and debris. So just pull up on it and then pull towards you and then fasten it. That's going to allow you to get it as taut as possible on your truck bed. The cover is only adding about a ½ inch to the top of your truck bed when it's closed like this, adds to the low profile look of it and the sleekness of it. You can see we got a nice black vinyl top that's going to be very durable and UV resistant, so it's going to last a long time. Each side rail is going to have 3 aircraft grade aluminum clamps holding the side rails onto our truck bed side rails. You can see 2 of them are right here. They're securing just on the bottom of our side rail for the cover, and then the underside of our truck bed side rail. Now the third clamp over here is going to be a little bit different than a lot of other trucks for this cover style. Now this is because we need a third clamp to secure it, but we didn't quite have enough room, so we're actually utilizing the stake pocket of our Canyon with this wide clamp to make sure that we have a really good hold of our side rail. You can see our clamp sitting inside our stake pocket. Right there, we have a bolt going through to the other side where there's a nut tightening it down. Now with the Canyon, there are a few steps that are going to be different than with other full-size pickups, but we're going to go ahead and install it for you. You can follow along to see how. Now we're first going to start by getting our side rails installed, but because this is a Canyon, this will be the same with the Colorado as well. There's a lot of space between the plastic bed rail cap and the side rail of the truck. So what we're going to do is use these included shims to put in between the bed rail cap and the side rail of our Canyon so that it provides a thicker, more surface so that that clamp can grab on. So the first clamp is going to go as far forward as we can get it inside the truck bed. So we're going to put the first shim about right here. You want to keep track of where you put your shims so that you get your clamps installed on top of them. So we'll just peel the adhesive backing off, and then with the thinner side going up first, just slowly adjust it up there. Once we get it just clear, we'll push down. Make sure that adhesive really sticks. Now the second clamp is going to go as close to the middle of the truck bed as you can get it. We're just going to line it up with this plug right here, just so that we have a mark to remember where it's sitting. Again, press down, make sure you get a good seal. Now we can get our side rail in place. You want to make sure that you get the seal on the back side right here level with the truck bed rails. Then once you get it in place, push it as far forward as you can get it until it makes contact with the bulkhead. And now just to hold it in place, we have a temporary clamp right here. We'll just install that, and now we'll go get our clamps. Now, like I said, the first clamp, you want to make sure you get it onto the shim. Just slide it up there. You want to make sure the teeth of your clamp get into the ridges of your tonneau cover side rail. And then we'll start by tightening it down with our hands first. Once everything's lined up, we'll grab a 1/2 inch socket or wrench. I'm going to go ahead and use a power tool. If you are going to use a power tool, I'd advise being very careful. You don't need it too tight, so just that is going to do. We'll move on to the next clamp. Again, for your second clamp, line up the shim with your clamp and get those teeth onto the ridges. Tighten down with your fingers, and then grab your tool. Now with the Canyon, it does take a special clamp on the back side. We're going to utilize the stake pocket, so we'll pop out this plug. I would advise holding on to it, maybe keeping it in your glove box, just in case you decide to take your tonneau cover off, then you have that plug. So we'll go ahead and get the nut off. Now there is a slight difference in the heights of both sides of the clamp. I'll show you real quick. We'll line it up right there. And you can see at the top that this side is going to be shorter, so this side is going on the inside of the stake pocket. Now while carefully holding the bolt, we're just going to slide it in there. Use our finger on the other side to guide the bolt down. We'll just pull it through and hold on to it. There we go, just like that. Now we're just going to let it sit there real quick. We're going to take our protective pad right here with adhesive on the back and put it on the inside of our truck bed so that the clamp that's going right here doesn't scratch up the inside, and it gives it better grip. So, reaching my hand in there still, get my clamp into position. Make sure you line up the clamps correctly. Press that on. Get the teeth lined up, and then grab our nut. We'll just get it threaded on there for now. Now we'll just make sure we got everything lined up, and from there we can go ahead and tighten it down. Again, if you're using a power tool, it doesn't take much. Now we're going to install our bulkhead seal on the bulkhead of our Canyon. You do want to make sure you clean it off very thoroughly, especially if you have a spray and bed liner like this one does. Make sure you clean it off very good. You could use some alcohol and a rag, and that'll do the job. We've already done that, so we're going to move on to getting the seal installed. You can see how it kind of makes an L shape. Make sure that this tab is facing or is closer toward the window of our Canyon. So we'll get the seal started to peel off. Okay. So we're going to bump it up against the side rail of our Canyon, get it on the edge of the bulkhead. Then we'll just work our way across, making sure we peel the red backing off and get the sealant installed properly on the edge. Don't be afraid to take your time. You just want to make sure you get it installed in the right spot. Now at the other side, we do have some excess seal, so we're just going to cut it at that point. And then make sure you get it inside the bed rail cap. Now we're going to get our tension adjuster installed onto our cover. We just pulled it out of the box, set it on our tailgate in the way that it's going to sit on our truck bed. So this is the driver's side with this seal right here. You can see there's a nut on the inside of that track. So what we're going to do is take the mark labeled L. You might not be able to see it on camera, but it is engraved L. The other one has an R on it for right. And now what we're going to do is turn it this way, take our bolt and a washer, feed it through right there, and then thread it onto the bolt right there. And thread it onto the nut. Doesn't have to be tight, you still want to be able to move it around. We'll repeat this for the other side as well. Now we're going to set our cover in place. You want to make sure that this flap right here is on the back side of that seal, so make sure you tuck it in, and then we'll push it up to the front. And then you want to make sure you get this little tab that's connecting our little loop on the back side of our seal. Now with all that set, we can get our tension adjuster fully installed. So on this little side right here, you need to make sure you get that underneath the side rail. Sometimes helps to push up and slide it over. It's kind of like a clamp almost. Now we'll line up the hole on top of our rail with the hole on our adjuster. We'll take a bolt and drop it through the top. And then we'll take a washer and a nut and thread it on. And now we'll just get everything tightened up. Again, if you're gonna use a power tool, it doesn't have to be super tight, just get it a little bit snug. So over here, that'll be good. Now on the other set, you're gonna wanna make sure you get a 1/2 inch wrench to go along with it so that you can tighten it up properly. And now repeat this for the other side. And now we'll just roll out the cover to make sure everything's working properly. And when we get to the back side, let's make sure it latches in place properly. It looks like we got the right amount of tension. If you find that your cover is too loose or too tight, just unroll it, go back to those tensioners, and then loosen or tighten it, whatever you're gonna need. Now we'll go ahead and shut our tailgate. You do wanna make sure that this little flap right here stays on the inside. So we'll shut our tailgate, and then go around and make sure to get all that hook and loop fastened properly. Well everyone, thanks for tuning in, but that's going to do it for our look at and install of the Access Vanish soft roll-up cover on our 2019 GMC Canyon. Hope this information helped you out.